燃えるだの熱いだのバカの一つ覚えじゃからな。
He's not wrong.
Shuriken Sentai Ninninger.
To hide or not to hide. Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. Hello and welcome to Earth Alien ProtoMet. Every so often, the Super Sentai series would take a motif that they'd previously used and use it again. Not reiterating stories, just motifs, themes. In today's video, I'll be taking a look at an example of them reusing an existing theme. The third ninja-themed Sentai, Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. 444 years after Yoshitaka Igasaki sealed away the evil warlord Gengetsu Kiba-Oni, the grandchildren of the legendary hero known as the Last Ninja are summoned to determine which of them will be selected to become the new Last Ninja. This is due to a mysterious individual working in the shadows to resurrect the warlord by corrupting the shurikens used to seal him, turning them into yokai to gather human fear. Despite coming together to compete, the grandchildren of the Last Ninja band together to battle the yokai as Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. And yes, despite being called Last Ninja, the show makes it very clear that there were lots of other ninja that came after him. More on them later. My best guess is that since the Japanese words for last, Saiko, and best, Saikyo, might have gotten those two mixed up, sound so similar, someone at Toei got the wrong translation for the word they wanted and ended up using Last Ninja instead of Best Ninja. But I could be wrong. Yoshitaka's grandchildren are as follows. Yakumo Kato, Owl Ninja, who learned magic while living in England, loves his mommy, and has a moral crisis over whether to battle a yokai made from his lawnmower. Seriously. Momo Ninja, Kasumi Momochi, is the scientific mind of the team who invents a number of devices to help the team. Nagi Matsuo, who becomes Ki Ninja, is a teen who is a jack of all trades, master of none. And with regards to these grandchildren in particular, that's all I can say about them. But there are still two more, and boy do I have quite a bit to say about them. Fuka Igasaki, who becomes Shiro Ninja, is the clumsy younger sister of Takaharu who contributes less than nothing to the team. There's even an episode where the other ninjas actively leave her out of the action when a yokai more powerful than the others they faced previously appears, and they manage to defeat it without any help from her, proving that she seems to only exist to drag the team down. And here's how much her mech contributes to the combination. Fitting, isn't it? And finally, leading them is Aka Ninja, Takaharu Igasaki, the one member of the team who is most dedicated to becoming the best Last Ninja. And that's his only character trait. And despite the writers making an episode dedicated to him learning to work as a team with the others, the writers themselves gave him a bulk of their attention. This is also despite the fact that he's such a one-note character played by such a bland actor that whenever he declares his catchphrase, "I'm on fire," it sounds soggier than a wet paper bag. The only other character to get anywhere near as much attention as Takaharu during the show's first half is the team's sixth member, Kinji Takagawa, an unrelated American ninja who seeks to be trained by the Last Ninja, even creating his own transformation device to become Star Ninja. Yoshitaka is so reluctant to train the young ninja that he will only do so if Kinji can defeat his grandchildren, leading him to constantly try to slay them, though this only counts as comic relief in the series, as he is otherwise completely willing to work with them to battle against the yokai. As a team, the Ninjas are ninja who refuse to hide, so the complete opposite of ninja. There's also Takaharu and Fuuka's dad, Tsumuji Igasaki, who lacks the nintality required to become a full-fledged ninja, but he does his best to provide moral support. He's my favorite character, probably because his actor, Toshihiro Yashiba, would play a much different character in Kamen Rider Revice, but that's a whole other can of worms. As the series progresses, the ninjas use the various shurikens they collect from defeating yokai to unlock different ninja abilities that they use throughout the series, including ones that they acquire after meeting other ninja from Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger, Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneer, and Seikai Ninja Sen Jiraiya. Like I said, Last Ninja my ass. They also have a crossover special with Kamen Rider Drive to promote Superhero Tyson Grand Prix, the fourth movie in a series that had previously prominently featured Super Sentai interacting with Kamen Riders. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately in this case, the Ninjas are only barely in this movie, making one wonder why they were in it at all. Heck, even though the Tokyugers were barely in the previous movie, they at least have one of the funniest scenes in it. The Ninjas also have mechs, as is to be expected of a Super Sentai show, but they aren't really worth talking about. They're just kind of there for the giant robot fights, so let's move on. The villains are more interesting than the heroes, but only barely. Kyuemon Izayoi, the fox-masked individual trying to resurrect Kiba Oni, is the only really competent member of the villains, using dark ninja skills to create the yokai in order to gather fear, as well as growing them giant, because it's a Super Sentai show. Raizo Gabi is a swordsman looking for a strong opponent, and of course the writers pit him against Aka Ninja, because why should any of the other heroes have anything to flesh them out? He gets killed off quickly. Masakage Sugimori is voiced by Yusei Nakao, the guy who voiced Frieza. That's the only really interesting thing about him, despite him being around the longest next to Kyuemon. Areake no Kata is the airheaded wife of Kiba Oni, and she and Sugimori act all self-important, bossing Kyuemon around despite the fact that he's the one doing all the work. Gengetsu Kiba Oni, the leader of the evil army, only shows up right at the end of the series. Despite being a team of ninja that refused to stay hidden, Shuriken Sentai Ninninger should have never seen the light of day. Until next time, I'm ProtoMet. See ya.